Hello and welcome to the Visionless YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing another modification to the kiln. So I don't know if I mentioned in a previous one, but when we first built the kiln and put the doors in, I only found out afterwards that the whole kiln was twisted and at a pretty nasty angle. Nothing was square about it at all. So yeah, always make sure you get someone that knows how to use a spirit level. And obviously we had to then take the whole thing apart and put it back together, but because the doors were cut at an angle, when we got everything 90, the doors wouldn't fit anymore. Hence this, we put this block on this door, because originally this should be a 4-inch wide overlap for the doors. But it's not done an adequate enough job because we can't glue one on the inside because the kiln moisture and heat keeps just dissolving all the glue. So plan is to rip that off, and we're going to make a new door, which is something I forgot to make a video on. So we're just going to try and show you how I made the door. I'm also going to, I think I did say previously, this didn't fully slot into there. The outside lip here was actually sticking out further than this, so I'm going to trim that down as well so it fits in flush, so when the overlap from the other one comes over, it's actually hitting on nicely there. So yeah, that's that. The doors there, the old doors there, which I'll probably repurpose and use for my shed installation. So right, we'll get inside the workshop and get this door made. So in the workshop, yeah, so the whole, I'll make a recording of me, you know, assembling the door and that. I really need to get onto this recording thing because I just kind of went, build. So here's the door. Just figured I'd actually try and give an explanation. So here are two offcuts I made. So here's the tongue and groove that they come pre-built with. So it's literally just a simple case of putting the glue along there, on the tongue and on the face in there. I made a big point with these. Obviously you see on this we've got a wider face on the one side, so I've put this on the outside of the kiln, so there's a smaller bit on the inside. It's primarily because the kiln, with it being hot and moist, it has a tendency to dissolve some glues, so by having it big batch on the outside, it helps keep the door tight because the moisture won't come past this tongue as long as it's all sealed properly. The glue you have to use on this is obviously a solvent-free stuff. I use this very funny stuff from Axminster. There you go. It's really weird stuff. It goes sticky and it stays sticky for a very long time. Like some of the stuff we've put on when the kiln was first done, so been a few months now, is still sticky, which is interesting. So this is meant to be for obviously insulation sheeting, bricks, concrete, lots of things, because it doesn't react. What I found with this as well after the first batch is less is better. If you start caking on masses and masses of this, it doesn't seem to have as tight a stick. So it does say in the instructions, just do paint it. Obviously do paint both sides that you want to do, but only do a thin coat and leave it 15 minutes before you actually apply them. And I heavily recommend reading the instructions because it gives a much tighter bond. So yeah, there we go. There's that. So here we are. I've got the router all set up. So I've got one lip left to do. I've already got the router set up. I'll have to show in a bit. But to do the height of the kiln, I've had to do 3 whole sheets and 1 small sheet, which is only like 4 inch. The sheets are 600mm wide. And I've had to add an extra 100mm on the bottom to get the right height. It's better at going on the bottom from experience, because the one I did with it on the top, it has a bit of flex in it with it being small, so it being on the bottom and having all the weight of the door go on that bottom small piece helps to keep it on a lot better. It's alright, let's get this. Using my Festool router with the guide rails again, which have been a massive saviour for me. Whee! All set up. Cable out the way. Almost there. Oh, obviously this would be a lot easier if it was high up, because I'm obviously on my knees at the moment, but I don't have a big enough high up surface to put this giant door on, and found it a lot easier to do the bits with the door assembled to make sure everything lines up properly. So there we go, all the way down. So I've got a 50mm bit on it, but I'm doing it in 2 passes because I found just going through in 1 pass it tends to shred the insulation a bit. Played about with speeds, but it's just easier to just do it in 2 passes in depth. Another thing is it does cut it nice, and it cuts through this like butter, but it's really a good idea to take it slow, because then you get a smooth cut on the inside. Otherwise it tends to be quite jagged. Right, carry on again. And go back. Right, put you there, and then bring this still same way, please. Right, there we go. And bring you across as well. So what I'm trying to do here is, because my bit isn't wide enough to do the whole 50mm depth in 1 pass, in 2 passes, I'm doing the one where I want the door to finish, and then overlapping here, so it makes a channel down here with 2 thin bits, which I'll then break off afterwards. It just means that there's less mess, because if I start on this end and go backwards, it tends to make a lot of dust, because the router can't catch all the dust without me putting the side attachment on, but then the side attachment won't go all the way in, so it's just easier to do 2 passes from the inside and then break off the thin bits afterwards. Yep. That's there, that's there. Yep. Yep, there we go. Whee! You on there. Whoop. To there. All the way down and up. Right. There's your pulley, and then go. Right, and me being a plonker and not focusing too much because I'm trying to get a video done, I went slightly too far across and evidently there's probably a lot of dust here now. Note to self, make sure to spend adequate amount of time lining things up properly. Right, get this done then. And there's a hoover right here to get the dust out, but yeah, you can see it's got this thin lip here which I was aiming for all the way along to create a channel to catch it all. Then yeah, I got these two little bits that just break off. I might need to saw that a little bit, but it should all come off nice and easy. It just saves making a lot more dust with the router. Right, just clean this mess up and then we'll get this right, sorry about that. Obviously because I couldn't see how much dust was made in the workshop. Once just to make sure it was all fine because I'm not wearing my face mask so I can talk for the video. Normally I'd be wearing a face mask and have other fans on, which would be making a lot of noise, but you know, need to be able to hear what I'm saying. Okay, so it's all clear, didn't make as much dust as expected. So plan now is just to rip off the edge here, just nice and thin. So, whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop-de-doo. There we go. And then I'll get the handsaw and saw through this because I made it a little bit too thick. The plan was the plan is originally just to do two where to put my handsaw? There's the handsaw. Two really thin bits that break off nice and easy, but you know. I'm thinking the other handsaw's better for this. Yeah, maybe go get the other handsaw, please. Just the camera person. Hey, thank you. Right. Yep. Hey. And there we go. Hey. There we go, just give that a hoover down, then there's that lip done there. And I'll probably use this once I've hoovered it down, just to as a protector between layers of tables. Right, so that's pretty much that done. I'm going to hoover it up and then just see if it fits. I might need to give it a little bit of a micro trim on this end or that end. But yeah, we'll go try and fit this and see how it goes. So we're at the kiln now. I've got the door in. As you can see, if you could remember the how it looked in the previous videos, got a nice wee snug fit here now. So it's nice and tight. The kiln's currently on, so I can't take it out, but there's no longer any air leaks down here. So again, we've got a 4-inch wide lip overlap on the two doors here, and they're both recessed into here. And yeah, it's taken away all the leaks now. It fits better. When we first put it in, it was very tight going in and out. And the original plan was to try and trim the door to make it easier going in, but then we had to think, well, it's insulation, so it's going to slowly wear itself down and go in and keep itself tight in. And yeah, we just kept opening it and closing it, and now it goes in nice and tight, but it's also easier getting it in and out. And of course, when they go in tight like we've got it, it's helping to push both doors into the walls on the outside to help keep them nice and compressed in. So that's worked well. We've redone the floor here as well. So just a chipboard floor was a terrible idea. I don't think I'll be using chipboard as flooring for this sort of thing again. Where is it? There we go. So I'll just put my foot on there when we were loading a slab and it just completely snapped off. So we've got these here, just some 3x1s, which have had an added benefit because we decided to get the doors in nice and tight and then put these on the floor and butt them up to the insulation. They're quite tight on it. We've rounded off the top edge on there so it doesn't damage the insulation. But what this does is it helps to lock the insulation sheets in at the bottom as well. So it's a case of drop the door down and then just push the top lever the top in. And yeah, of course, as I mentioned last time, these, when I put them in, were wet. Well, they've dried now, so they're able to go in nice and tight and keep all this put in nice and square. So yeah, the new door, we should have done it from the start, made sure it all went in nice and tight. I'm contemplating in future maybe getting some silicone sponge sealant strips and putting them around the outside as well, just to add an extra layer of sealant on the kiln. But it's, as I've been told by my colleague, there comes a point of diminishing returns. I'm trying to fix every tiny little leak in this thing, and it comes a case of I'm spending more trying to save a few pound on energy. So it's trying to find the right balance. I think I've got it right now, but it's again something to, if things start wearing down a bit, I'll do it then. But until then, we can't find any leaks around the door area now. So yeah, hopefully you found this interesting. Please check out all the other kiln videos as well. Check out the visionlessdesigns.com website, where you'll find links to the Etsy store, Instagram page and Facebook page. Links are also in the description down below. Thanks for viewing these, and hope to see you in future videos.